Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about DMA controller in MSP430. In this topic, we see about what is DMA and its features, the block diagram of DMA controller, DMA addressing modes, DMA interrupts, DMA transfer modes, and then the benefits of DMA controller. First, what is DMA? The DMA is direct memory access. The DMA controller transfers data from one address to another address without CPU intervention. For example, it moves data from ADC conversion memory to RAM memory and move data from RAM memory to DAC conversion. It moves a message to USCI. The devices that contain a DMA controller, it may have 1, 2 or 3 DMA channels available. These are the DMA controller features. The block size is up to 65,535 bytes. It has configurable transfer trigger selections and it is configured from software. It has up to 3 independent transfer channels. It is configurable DMA channel priorities. It requires only 2 M clock cycles per transfers. This is the block diagram of DMA controller. The DMA controller has 3 channels, DMA channel 0 and 1 and 2. The address space, it is a way to transfer the data from one channel to another channel. The DMA channel has 3 registers. One is DMA SC, DMA DA and DMA SSZ. DMA SA, DMA source address, DMA destination address and the block sizes transfers the data. And DMA controller has some other registers which is DMA destination increment. This byte selects automatic increment or decrement of the destination address after each byte or word transfer. When DMA destination byte equal to 1, the destination address increments or decrements by 1. When destination byte equal to 0, the destination address register and the temporary register is incremented and decremented. Then DMA source increment. This byte selects automatic increment or decrementing of the source address for each byte or word transfer. When DMA source byte equal to 1, the source address increments decrements by 1. When DMA source byte equal to 0, the source address increments decrements by 2. Next, DMA addressing modes. It is configured with the DMA source increment and DMA destination increment control bits. It has 4 transfer modes. One is fixed address to fixed address, fixed addresses to block of addresses, block of addresses to block of addresses, and block of addresses to fixed address. It has a word to byte conversion and byte to word conversion. In word to byte conversion, only the lower byte of the source word is transferred. In byte to word conversion, the upper byte of the destination word is cleared when the transfer occurs. Then the DMA channel priorities. If 2 or 3 triggers happen at the same time or are pending, the channel with the highest priority completes its transfer first, then the second priority channel, then the third priority channels. For example, single, block or burst block transfer, whatever transfers occurs. The transfer in progress are not halted if a higher priority channel is triggered. DMA channel priorities are configurable with the round robin. The default DMA channel priorities are DMA 0 and then DMA 1, then DMA 2. Next, DMA interrupts. The DMA transfers are not interruptible by system interrupts. The system interrupt services routines are interrupted by DMA transfers. Each DMA channel has its own DMA interrupt flags. All DMA interrupt flags shows only one DMA control interrupt vector and the interrupt vector may be shared with the other modules. Software must check the DMA interrupt flag and the other flags to determine the source of the interrupt. The DMA interrupt flags are not reset automatically, must be reset by software. If the enable bit is set, the NMI interrupt can interrupt the DMA controller. If an interrupt service routine or other routine must execute with no interruptions, the DMA controller should be disabled prior to executing the routine. Then we'll see DMA transfer modes. It has 6 transfer modes. One is single transfer, block transfer, burst block transfer, repeated single, repeated block, and repeated burst block transfers. In single and repeated single modes, each byte or word transfer requires a separate trigger. In block or repeated block modes, a transfer of a complete block of data occurs after one trigger. The CPU is altered until the completed block has been transferred. In burst block or repeated burst block modes, the transfer or block transfers with CPU activity interleaved. The CPU executes 2 M-clock cycles after every 4 byte or 4 word transfer of the block, resulting in 20% of CPU execution capacity. Okay. Two ways to stop DMA transfers. One is if the enable bit is set in register DMA control bit 1, a single block or burst block transfer may be stopped with an NMI interrupt. The burst block transfer may be stopped by the clearing DMA enable bit. The benefits of the DMA controller: it increases the throughput of peripheral modules, and it reduces the system power consumption by allowing the CPU to remain in a lower power mode without having to awaken to move data from a peripheral. Thank you.